Alright, boys. It's 420 Dragon here. We're gonna make a tier list ranking all the color combinations. Okay, wait. Restart. Okay, boys. It's 420 Dragon here. We're gonna make a tier list ranking all the color combinations in the Pauper format. So, let's get it started, boys. White, mono white. That's gotta be a D tier color combination for me. Their mono white decks have historically not been very strong. They are generally pretty weak decks. So I think they're gonna have to go in the D tier. Mono black, I think, will have to go in the C tier. There are generally fairly weak decks, but every once in a while there will be a strong mono black deck. So it can be a C tier for us. Mono blue has got to be one of the better color combinations that exists. I think we'll go ahead and slot that into S tier here. Just because it's basically always been a big player in the Pauper format is the mono blue. So we'll put that up there. Mono red, it's got to go with A tier. It's basically always a player. There's always some sort of burn deck. Right now there's Coldotha red, which I think is a really strong deck. So I think it can earn the A tier position. And then as far as green, I think we'll put green in B tier. Would be nice and balanced. It would look pretty. But maybe it's really more like C tier. Just because right now elves and Stompy are really not very strong, but they have been in the past. So we'll give green the C tier. So let's go blue white. Let's see. There's gates right now. There's familiars. I think we can give blue white like A tier. I think blue white is pretty solid. Historically, blue white decks have been fairly strong. But usually they're not the best decks in the meta. So we'll just give it A tier. I don't think it's quite deserving of an S tier position. Blue black, I think, does deserve an S tier. Blue black is generally pretty strong. Right now, extremely strong. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the S tier. There's basically always been some sort of blue black. Back when it was like teachings, it was not very good. But back when Gush was legal, there was that really powerful blue black Gush Angler Snuff Out foil deck. That deck was extremely powerful. So we'll go ahead and put that in the S tier. Black red, I think, can earn itself a B tier slot. It doesn't have much of a presence historically, but there is the Rakdos Madness deck that has been doing pretty well recently. So I think it can earn itself a B tier there. Green red is going to have to go C tier for me. Historically, there's not a lot of green red decks. There is the Ponza deck. That deck's fairly new, and I don't think it quite has the level of success as something like the black red Madness deck. So we're gonna put it down in here. Green white, there is Boglas, but that's basically the only green white deck that's ever been playable in Pauper. I guess Methonical used to play green white. What is it called? Presence of Gond deck. So give it C tier. It's really not a very powerful combination. Black white is okay. There was the Pestilence deck that won the tournament a while ago. So I think it can, I mean, really it's just a C tier combination though. It's not a very good combination. So we'll put it C tier. Blue red has got to be up there. Blue red is probably good, just S tier. Like, Is It Fairies is just an insanely strong deck. I feel like there's probably always been some sort of blue red deck. Back in the day, people used to play blue red Kiln Fiend. So I think blue red probably deserves S tier. Green black has to be D tier, man. There's no green black decks, dude. Like, I'm sorry to all my Golgari enjoyers out there, but green black is just bad. White red has to be like S tier, right? Just like all the different flavors of Boros that exist, I think it's got to be an S tier combination in Pauper. And green blue is pretty dog. I think green blue is pretty fucking dog shit. I guess there is the Turbo Fog deck, so it can earn a C tier. So it can earn a C tier there. I think that's fine. Let's see, Bant. Bant is okay. It's not like, it doesn't have that much of a presence historically. I think I'll probably end up in the C tier here. Like there's like the Bant Fams variants. There's never been really insane banned decks in the Pauper format, so I think it'll just go C tier. It's like playable. It's not as bad as these ones down here, but it's not super great. Esper, we'll give Esper B tier just because I love Esper Familiars. Just because I love Esper Familiars, gotta give a shout out to Esper Familiars. I did actually play that deck today. So we'll put Esper B tier. This is probably a little bit biased, but we'll do it. Grixis, I think Grixis has to be at least A, just because Affinity right now is so insane. If not S, I guess we'll give it A, just because I think there hasn't been that many Grixis decks. 3-color combinations are pretty hard in general to make work in Pauper, but Grixis Affinity is and has been one of the best decks in the Pauper format for quite some time now, so we'll give it A tier. Jund has to go C tier. This color combination just never really can do anything in the Pauper format. People have been playing like some wildfire decks that are Jund, which is like okay decks, but I think those decks are really weak, and I would not recommend to play them, so I'll put it C tier. Naya, this has to be a D tier combination. There's just never been any good Naya decks. I don't know what the fuck you're doing if you're playing Naya cards in Pauper. Abzan, that's going to have to be the same for me. There's just no reason to play these colors together. It just doesn't make any sense. Jeskai is probably B tier. Again, it's got the same thing going on with Esper, where, like, back in the day I did play some Jeskai Fams. This is probably better than Esper. There have also been some Wildfire decks that use the Jeskai colors. And I did actually play, like, a Jeskai Ephemerate deck not that long ago. So we'll put it B tier. Bug. Let's see. Should Bug go? I don't think there's really been many Bug decks that have existed. I think green in general is pretty bad color in Pauper, so I think this will probably just be a D tier combination. It's just really like I don't know why you would select a Bug deck. It just doesn't really make sense to me. Mardu's okay. They have the Mardu. Some flavors of Mardu Skyfisher have been running around, so I think I'll give it B tier just because Skyfisher is pretty good. It's definitely not like as bad as all the decks down here, so I think Mardu can earn a spot up there. Rug, they do have the Rug Fog deck, so maybe we can give it B tier off of that. I guess they had Bugtron. Yeah, that's a good point, but I don't think it works. I don't think it counts. So I think Rug can get B tier just off of the Turbo Fog deck. It's pretty recent, so we'll give it a bit of recency bias, and then, you know, it's had some decent results. Then we got the 4-color combinations. This shit, not good, right? I mean, I guess what, the old Tron decks used to be this, so I guess we can call that C tier. This shit, 4-color non-blue, that has to be dog. 4-color no black. Has that ever been played? Like, no. It's gotta be dog, right? And then 4-color no red. I guess this was like the Fams deck, kind of. The Rainbow Fams deck, so we can give it like C tier. Maybe B tier, actually, just because like Tron decks. Yeah. So I guess we'll give it that. 4-color no green. What plays 4-color no green? What plays 4-color no green, man? I think this doesn't really exist. So we'll put it D tier. Oh, yeah, I guess Kagate is kind of that. Yeah, I guess Kagate is kind of that. Yeah, so we'll give it B tier. 5-color dog. This thing, dog. So yeah, that is going to be our tier list for the color combinations in the Pauper format. Make sure to tell me why I'm wrong down below and click subscribe. And yeah, enjoy the video.